Hello everyone, welcome to the Bearded Hermit. I am the Bearded Hermit. In this week's video, lots got done. I put the roof on the root cellar / storm shelter. I insulate with foam board. And I start backfilling to cover everything. First things first, these two posts need to be cut out so the roof can be installed. Just a little extra had to be trimmed off the top. I'm thinking this chainsaw will be more useful as this A-frame build goes on. The next step is to just start laying out boards and screwing them down. I'm using 3.5-inch plated wood screws for most of this build. They use a star drive, and this seems to work better than like a square drive or a Phillips head. So far, none have stripped out. For this end of the root cellar, I'm using full-length 10-foot boards. But on the west end, I'm making a 4-foot by 30-inch opening to climb in and out of through the kitchen floor. So these boards need to be cut. Some of these boards are not straight and were giving me some trouble, but I was able to lever them in where they needed to be. Oh, and I made myself a nice ramp to walk up on the deck with the last 2x8 in the pile. The next morning, I start by cutting 4 pieces out to stand up in the opening for the trapdoor. The foam board will rest right up against these, and this will also keep dirt from falling into the hole when I cover the roof with dirt. And this power station is working out great. So far, I've had no issues with it. Here, I've carried a dozen of my cut-off scrap 2x8s to the workshop. They need notches to fit under the roof beams to give them extra support. It will also give me a place to screw some end boards down on the roof. These beams aren't going anywhere. After finishing the blocks inside, I move on to finish the roof. I'm not putting too many screws in now. This might need to come out later. Now it's time to cut a straight edge on these board ends, so one last board can fit in. And here we have it. The roof on the root cellar is all done. Now I have to insulate all the walls, insulate the roof, and then backfill with all this dirt I've been digging. And it'll be pretty darn nice. I'm just using nails with plastic washers to tack up this foam board in place. The weight of all the dirt will keep them from moving around. These are easy to cut with a knife and a straight edge, with a little snap at the end. I'm using this foam board for two reasons. Number one, for a moisture barrier, and number two, to insulate from freezing. I read that if you bury and insulate a root cellar even this far north, it will not freeze in the winter. I'll be using these cutoff pieces later to help insulate the crawl space. Now with the root cellar done, it's time to backfill. There isn't enough room to use a tractor for all the dirt, but every little bit helps. And now I'm reduced to using a shovel and rake. This is the end of the video. Please stay safe out there, and remember, life can be good sometimes.